Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. What's up, guys? Welcome to today's episode. I'm really excited about this episode. Actually, today is the first day of summer, and it's my favorite season. So today I'm going to drop some tips for you on how to navigate parties and barbecues and the bonfires and the vacations and all the things that you probably think will derail you this summer and ruin your progress and cause you some stress. And so I'm excited to be able to deliver some tips for you to help you navigate these situations that are up and coming and help you navigate them a little bit more confidently. Before I do that, I want to talk to you about something that I was journaling about the other day. This is off topic from the summer tips that I'm going to be talking to you about. But I've been journaling kind of on and off. More off. Actually, I have like no routine right now. So things are a little bit crazy in the summer, which is why we're doing this episode. But a few weeks ago, I had a journaling prompt that asked me if I had found my purpose in life. And if so, what is that purpose? And it asked me to journal about it a little bit. And it was really interesting because this was a few weeks ago, like I said, and I was going through something kind of hard. Like I was in the middle of just not feeling very good about myself, questioning things. Life was just a little sticky, a little crazy. And it was really good to be able to answer that question with an honest yes, that I had actually found my purpose. I actually knew what my purpose was. And I wanted to share that with you because you listening to this are my purpose in a way. This job that I'm doing, the information that I am delivering, the way that I'm delivering it, the way that I am helping women come out of their shell and to think about this health and fitness world and their bodies and their confidence and their food and their workouts and all of this, their mindset, how I'm just helping women become better and thinking about things differently and hopefully falling out of the trap that we've been in of just this health and fitness cycle and social media, different things that has caused us to think and different things that's caused us to take on this job of really helping women get unstuck and really unfuck your fitness. This is my purpose. And so I just want to talk about that really quickly. It was really exciting for me to be able to say that, yes, I have found my purpose and to really be able to write about it and describe it in detail because I feel like I'm doing it every day. I'm living out my purpose every day. Also want to encourage you because I feel like I am 41 years old and yes, I'm living out my purpose right now, I feel like, but I wasn't aware that I was living out my purpose or that I had found my purpose until I was asked that question. And so I've been doing this job for a little while, not really thinking that, wow, this is really something that I absolutely love and want to do forever. And it's my purpose. And I actually didn't, start this profession, I guess, because it's my purpose. So what I'm trying to say is no matter what stage of life you're in, no matter kind of what hill or what valley you are in or on, you can still find your purpose. And you may be living in it right now. You may just kind of need to think about it in a different sense. But ultimately, I just wanted to share that with you and say thank you so much for being here. And I say this a lot, and for trusting me with your journey. It not only brings me happiness to be able to share it with you because I've been through the same thing and I know what I have learned from these takeaways that I'm sharing with you. So I know that it works. It also brings me so much happiness to be able to read, the comments that you share with me every single day saying that your life has been changed because of this. And so just thank you so much for being here and trusting me with your journey and for listening to my struggles and things that I have kind of overcome and learned and for taking them on as your own and really just for being my friend and for being here. So thank you for that. Thank you for being a huge part of my purpose. I appreciate you. So to kind of stem from that, let's talk about summer. I do love summer. And I know that it's hard to think that you could stay on track with your health and fitness journey in the summer. It's even harder to think that you could even make progress, right, in the summer due to things like parties, barbecues, bonfires, vacations, or even just little things as like your kids being home, having no routine. Your habits are all over the place, right? Things are just crazy and it seems out of control. And this used to drive me crazy. I am such a planner. I am very type A. I like control of certain things. And so summer, I love the weather. I love, the freedom and the kids being home and all of that stuff. But it also brought this level of stress to me, not only with my schedule being messed up, but like getting invited to places and like having to go out to eat more often and going to the lake and going to the beach and, just all the food that came along with this season. It was either like I felt like I hadn't gotten to the, place that I wanted to be, and then summer came, and so I was even more behind, or I had made really good progress through the, fall, winter, spring, and then I thought I'm going to mess it all up and, take away all my progress in the summer just by eating and falling off track. And so either way, it was like summer scared me in the sense of not having a plan, not feeling in control, and having all these events to go to. And for a long time, I will be honest, I don't ever remember saying no to a party or get together because of the food or that scared me. But I remember going to a ton of these events and not enjoying myself and not eating the foods that everyone else was eating. And not because that was a conscious decision to not because I didn't want to or because I knew it would like really mess me up. It was more because I thought I couldn't have cake and I couldn't have bread or I shouldn't enjoy myself. I thought that like I couldn't enjoy myself in those situations and have the body that I wanted, and feel good about that. Whereas now I can. And so it was really kind of a mind fuck. And I'm sure that you are there as well. If you're not there right now, maybe you will be, or maybe you have been. And so I want you to know that I've been here, literally right here where what I'm talking about. These are things that I do currently. These are things that I have done for quite a few years now to be able to, enjoy myself and to be able to enjoy these situations and to not have to say no and to not only not say no, but even like saying yes in certain situations and not feeling the guilt afterwards. I mean, who's with me on that? I remember going out to eat or, saying F it and drinking all the drinks and having all the sweets and then feeling super guilty the next day. Feeling like I needed to do extra cardio or starve myself or just feeling really bad. Like I shouldn't have done those things. I have no self-control and that negative mental spiral, I guess. So there's a lot of things that go into this, but we're going to talk about some tips on how to really just get started in this. And then we're going to talk about tips as far as like events and then tips as far as vacations on how you can stay on track a little bit better and how you can just have a better mindset about this and how you can maybe even see some progress, but definitely just feel better about it and kind of take control and be in control of these situations. So I know that you can because my clients do this all the time. It's really nice to have someone in your corner cheering you on and reminding you of this and really steering you in that direction. And I know that makes a huge difference for my ladies. And I definitely know that this is possible. And I know that these are the tips that will help you. So number one, you have to change your mindset into thinking that you can't make progress into thinking that you can, but you have to be in control. So you have to start, instead of thinking, here comes summer, I can't make any progress, I'm going to be derailed, I'm going to fall off track all the time. You have to start telling yourself more positive thoughts. Those positive thoughts become positive actions, which become results. Even if you don't believe it, you need to start saying to yourself, I can do this. I can do this. I can have the body that I want. I can say no sometimes. I can enjoy carbs, whatever it is for you. You have to start saying that even before you believe it and saying it so that you believe it. But you have to be in control. If you feel completely out of control and you need a plan, I'm here to help you with that. But that's the first step to really changing this around. Number two, you have to really want to change. You have to stop falling into these old patterns that keep you stuck in this cycle, the F it mindset cycle, right? In summers past, because that's what we're talking about right now, is that these are the patterns you fall into. I mean, point blank. It's like you fall into this cycle of being like, oh, it's summer. It's just a free for all. I can't make any progress. So here we go. You need to stop that cycle and you need to change the things that need to be changed. Like, quite honestly, that's it. And if you're not ready to change and if you're not really wanting to change, then you won't. And number 3, most importantly, before we get into the big tips, is to stop cutting out foods. This will help you so much because that leads to binging. So automatically thinking that you can't have the s'mores and you can't have the drinks and you can't have the cookies, can't have the bun on your burger. We have to stop that because if you take it from me, you go to a barbecue or you're grilling out and everybody's having all these yummy foods and you don't have any, you're going to go home, you're going to be freaking starving, you're going to be disappointed and mad at yourself, mostly starving, and you're going to binge anyway. So stop cutting out the foods that you love because that leads to binging, which leads to this cycle. So those are the first 3 things I want you to be aware of, that you can do this, but you really have to want to do this and you have to stop cutting out the foods. Trust me, those are the biggest things. And you will still see results if you do those things. And so now I want to break down an event and give you some tangible tips, some takeaways for enjoying an event. And so I kind of broke these down into like going to we've had open houses, you'll have birthday parties, you'll have 4th of July is coming up right around the corner. So you'll have 4th of July parties. You could be at the lake or the beach, even just a dinner out with friends, barbecue, like I said, a bonfire. So these will be like events for a certain, few hours or maybe even a big part of the day that you're going to be going to. And so there are things that you can do to help you be able to enjoy these, but also to be able to get ready for these events. So the first tip I have is to plan. And I know that this is kind of obvious, but it's also one of those things like, oh, really? I have to plan? Yes, you have to plan. So you know ahead of time, typically, whether you have something coming up, this coming Saturday, we're going to the lake for a few hours. Plan ahead. Know what's going on. Know what's happening. What time are you going? How long are you going to be there? Like, figure out the actual event itself and plan for that event. The second tip is to not show up hungry. Just like you don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry, hopefully, you should not ever show up to a party hungry because as soon as you get there, you're going to smell all the things and you're just going to go straight in, right head first. Do not show up hungry to an event like this. The way that you can do that, and this will also help you hit your macro goals and to stay on track, is to front load your day with protein. So typically at these events, there's not a lot of protein. Most of the dishes to pass, if people are bringing things, they're not chicken and they're not protein dishes, right? So front load your day with protein. If you are going to a party at 2 p.m. that morning, make sure that you are eating some Greek yogurt. You're having your protein shake. You're having your eggs. Make sure you're getting your protein early in the day. This will obviously help you hit your protein goal for that day or get close. And it will also help you not be as hungry throughout the day. And then later on, you can also enjoy some carbs and not feel so bad about it or not feel bad about it at all, hopefully. Next tip is to save some room for the meals and foods. So like I was just saying, front load your day with protein and then save some room for your carbs later. If you're planning ahead, you can even go into your MyFitnessPal app, open it up. Let's say you're having dinner at a pizza place with some friends. You know you're going to be having, obviously, a couple pieces of pizza, maybe a glass of wine. So open your MyFitnessPal app the day before and enter, your protein shake, your eggs, some string cheese, some Greek yogurt. See where that gets you. And then also enter 3-4 pieces of pizza and a glass of wine and see where you're at. If you're happy with that, awesome. If not, maybe have 2 to 3 pieces of pizza and a glass of wine. Kind of figure out what that looks like before you go so that you're ready. And so you're not quite as disappointed the next day. And so that you can just be aware, when you get to this pizza place that you're going to have 3 pieces of pizza and you're going to have a good freaking time and you're not going to feel bad for it because it's allowed in your macros. Another tip is to make sure you work out before you go. I find for myself that if I work out in the morning or earlier in the day, on a day when I have an event like that, I already feel like I did such a good job. I got up, I did my workout, I'm eating my protein, like I'm feeling really good and healthy. So I'm less likely to completely blow it that evening. Will I have a good time? Absolutely. But will I blow it? Probably not. Also keep in mind that you can use those carbs and the macros, the fuel, the calories that you eat in the evening, you can use that to fuel the next day's workout. And so that's always a really good way to look at it as well. If you are going to an event that's like you have to bring a dish to pass, barbecue, party, day at the lake or the beach, and you have to bring something that you will enjoy eating. Maybe that's quote unquote not so bad, right? Bring a really pretty salad. Bring some cowboy caviar. You're not familiar with what that is. It's just like a bunch of canned veggies and it's really good. And, that's not going to completely throw you off track. That's usually what I will do, is plan something that's a little bit healthier, but then I will also take some cookies or, some kind of really good dessert, because that's what I want to eat. So I feel good about having a little bit of both. So when you're bringing a dish to pass, that can be in your control. That's something that's in your control. Last 2 tips for an event or party, on top of those, which are actual tangible things. It's also okay to say no. This is more mental, these last 2. I want you to know that it's okay to say no. You can go to this party, this event, and have a salad. Order the chicken and broccoli. It's okay to say no. It's very easy to give in to peer pressure when you're around people that you don't see all the time, or it's, get together and everybody else is kind of enjoying themselves and letting themselves go. Maybe they're willing to fall off track. But if you are wanting to really stay on track and you're really wanting to hit your macros every single day, wanting to eat well and wanting to work out and wanting to look good and feel good and have optimal health is not something that you need to apologize for. It's not something that you need to be embarrassed about. And you can say no, and you don't have to explain yourself. I've been in this situation where I've been proud to say, no, I'm not going to have the cookie today. I really, I have these goals and I'm just really doing really good. It would be better for me. I will go home from this party having said no to this cookie or these cookies. I will feel empowered and I will feel really strong for doing that. And I want to let you know that if you're in that position where you don't want to go off track every weekend, quote unquote off track, you don't have to. And you also don't have to explain yourself if somebody is picking on you or making you feel bad or silly for making a healthy choice. That's on them. That's not on you. You get to say no, and you don't have to feel bad or guilty for that. You actually should feel really, really good and strong and secure and confident about that. It's also, on the flip side of that, it's okay to say yes. If you are someone who has restricted, and you are kind of now on the place in your journey where you want to say yes to things, and that would be a win for you. Saying yes to a cookie would be like, wow, good for me. I haven't had a cookie in years. Hopefully that's not true. But, if you've really had this messed up mindset around food and finally you're striking a balance, because balance leads to consistency and consistency leads to actually reaching your goals. And so it's okay sometimes to say no, and it's okay sometimes to say yes. And again, you don't have to explain that to anyone. People may come up to you and say, oh, I thought you were eating healthy. I thought you were on this health kick. Thought you were hitting your macros. I thought you were doing no carb, whatever the case may be. Trust me, I've heard it all. I'm sure that you have too. You can just say, yep, with your mouth full of cookie and move on. You don't have to explain that either. And so those are my last 2 tips. To kind of go over those just briefly for you, these are for an event. Plan ahead. Do not show up hungry. Front load your day with protein. Save room for the meal itself. If you're planning ahead, you'll know. Work out before you go. Bring a dish to pass that you will enjoy eating and feel good about. Say no without guilt. Say yes without guilt in whatever stage of life that you are at. So those are my tips for not only enjoying an event or party, but actually like kicking its ass, right? Like just showing up and then, with confidence and leaving with confidence and knowing that like, wow, I did it. I was in control of myself. I planned ahead. I feel good. I can do that again. So now let's talk about vacations. Obviously, these are more of like a 3-day to, 10-day getaway, however long your vacations are. This is somewhere where like you're leaving your home. You don't have the things with you that maybe you're used to. You don't have your, regular grocery store. You don't have your food. Like you're leaving town and you're going to be like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? Let's say you've started one of my programs and you've got all the things down and you've got your new workout equipment and you've got your routine and now you're leaving home. Like, what are you supposed to do? So these tips are more for that kind of a situation. So I always recommend for my ladies that you bring your bands or your light weights with you. If you're driving, throw in some 5s, 10-pound weights, throw in your booty band, throw in your long bands if you can. And modify my workouts. If you're on my workout plan, you can modify the dumbbells and you just use the bands. Of course, if you have access to a gym on your vacation, go ahead and hit the gym. But if not, bring your booty bands, bring your long bands, and bring some light weights if possible. If not, Move as much as possible during the day. Do this even if you do work out, honestly. Every single day on your vacation, find a trail to walk. Take the stairs, take the long way, take a scenic route, right? Get up a little bit early and explore the area that you're in, or stay up later and just walk around and take in the sights. Make sure you move as much as possible. Getting in a little extra movement in the day can actually burn just as many calories as a light workout can. So you don't necessarily have to work out and sweat your butt off to be able to call it a workout. You can just get a little extra movement in, and that's really nice to be able to do on a vacation, and also can feel like it's a little bit of a break from a workout, honestly. But if you do want to work out and say, I actually did a technical workout, bring your bands and bring your light weights. If not, just move as much as possible daily, just to make sure you're giving your body a little extra calorie burn and not just being sedentary. Vacations are usually pretty easy to move a lot on, so that's usually not a problem. Next tip is to plan your days ahead of time, or give yourself days or meals to get a bit overboard. So if you're going on like a 5-day vacation, maybe 3 of those days, you'll try to really kind of quote unquote stay on track. Pick healthier meals when you're out to eat, things like that. And maybe 2 of those days, you're going to pick some really fun restaurants. You're going to get all the ice cream, kind of go a bit overboard, but plan ahead a little bit so that you're not just at total free for all every single day of the vacation. Not so much because that'll ruin your progress or anything. It won't. But because mentally it'll help you feel like you stayed on track. You were in control. And that's really, really important. Eating balanced meals when you're on vacation. A lot of times there's not as much snacking, which is my next tip, but I'll lump them. Don't snack so much on vacation. Plan your vacation food to be actual meals and plan them to be balanced. So maybe you're even eating out breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day on your vacation. Pick balanced meals. Try to get something with carbs, proteins, and fats to fill you up and to make it a complete meal so you won't be hungry all day. This will help you hit your macros. This will help you feel good, satiated, so you won't feel like pigging out all day on vacation. And also just less snacking. I find on vacation, I could snack all day long. I always have a bag of crackers or something on me, and then I'm not as hungry at dinner at the restaurant, which is where I actually want to be hungry so I can enjoy that food with my family or whoever I'm on vacation with. And I can't do that if I'm snacking all the time. So those are things you can do, like tangible things on vacation that you can do to still hit your goals and feel like you're on control and making progress. The next tip is going to be more of a mindset, like in my last section. So I remember going on vacation and thinking I had the same expectations for myself on vacation as I did at home. As in, I thought if I had a, program that I was following, I had to hit the workout every single day. I could not miss a program. I could not miss a workout. I had to do it exactly like I would do it at home. I had to, eat the certain foods. I had to hit my macros. And quite honestly, I failed every single time. Like there's just no way that you're going to be able to stay on track on vacation like you would be able to stay on track at home. So my last tip is to lower your expectations. This can also go for the day of an event like I was talking about earlier. Lower your expectations. And if you're planning ahead, honestly, this won't be too hard. If you want to go a little more ham 2 weeks, 3 weeks before your vacation, just go all in, go ham. If that makes you feel good, and then to be able to, lower your expectations for a little bit on vacation, that's fine if that's the kind of balance that you need. But making sure that while you're on vacation, you want to have a good time, you want to be able to go enjoy yourself. You want to be able to not freak out about food and being on track. Like just lower your expectations. Maybe if you work out 5 days a week at home, work out 2 days a week on vacation and then go for 3 long walks. Just make sure that you are making realistic goals for yourself so that you don't feel like you failed. And then you come home feeling like you lost all your progress and you have to start over and all of those kind of mental tasks that we can put onto ourselves. So to recap those, when you're going on vacation, bring your bands or light weights if you want to get in some workouts. If you can't, bring your weights because you're flying on an airplane as such. Then just make sure you move as much as possible every single day to get your NEAT up, to get your calorie burn up. Make sure that you're planning your days ahead of time and give yourself some days and meals to go a little bit overboard. Plan ahead on when you're going to let yourself splurge and when you're going to stay on track. Eat balanced meals instead of snacking all day, and lower your expectations while you're on vacation. Lastly, I just want to remind you that summer and vacations and events and parties and get-togethers are meant to be enjoyed. So make sure that you do that. Make sure that you enjoy yourself. Plan to enjoy yourself and plan to not be so stressed out and to make yourself suffer and to miss out on so many opportunities. Life is about so much more than losing weight, the number on the scale, the number of your jeans, the size of your bathing suit. Have a good time and go enjoy yourself. I know that in the past, I've had clients in the summer, and I know this question will come up, so I just want to cover it. I've had the question of how to be confident on vacations, how to feel confident at the lake and at the beach in your swimsuit and your shorts and in your tank top when maybe you're not physically at the stage that you want to be at yet. How do I feel confident? How do I show up and just have a good time? Because a lot of times that's hard when you don't feel physically confident. And so the way that I usually do this is to tell my ladies, you have to make that choice. That's going to be a choice that you have to know that you're working on yourself and you're doing a good job, and it's okay to be where you are and to want to improve. But I also want you to make sure you know that no one else is looking at your body and judging you when you're on vacation or you're at the lake and you're out and about with your kids. I personally have never been somewhere, at an event like that and saw a mom playing with her kids at the lake or at the beach or at the zoo or wherever and thought anything about her body. I've always looked at a mom and thought, she's beautiful. She's having a good day. She's having a fun day with her kids. Look at that mom actually in the pool, enjoying herself, having a good time. So please know that if you're not looking at other women on the beach, judging their bodies, they're not looking at you, judging your body. If anything, I have seen some bigger, sexy women rocking swimsuits that I personally would not even be confident enough to wear. And I have thought, good for you, lady. You've got, both butt cheeks hanging out and you do not care, not a care in the world, just rocking that confidence. And so if anything, if I am ever looking at a woman's body and thinking anything, that's probably it, because they are oozing confidence. Maybe it's fake, but to me, I couldn't tell. And so just know that if you are a mama or if you are a woman and you're out with your friends or you're out with your kids, you're out with your husband, no one cares about your bathing suit. No one cares about your body size. They're looking at your personality and whether you're having a good time. Your eyes are smiling, your mouth smiling, right? And so just keep that in mind. Have a good time on your vacation. Fake it till you make it if you have to, as far as confidence goes. And trust me, you will have so much more fun. No one has ever regretted getting in that bathing suit, having a good time with their family, but they have, this is me, regret not doing that and, playing it small and staying covered up and not doing the things and sitting on the sidelines. So just make sure you go enjoy yourself and make sure you remember your life is about you and it's meant to be lived and no one's judging your body. Just do you. So I hope this was really helpful. I hope that you're having an amazing summer so far. Like I said, as I'm recording this, it's the first day of summer and I cannot be more excited. I hope you have a good summer. I hope you enjoy your vacations. I hope you enjoy your meals and your events. And I hope you're able to go out and rock them with confidence. And I will talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.